right, there you go. That is the Wild Rover. Hey, welcome to the channel. If you don't know who I am Fiddlin' Johnny, and this is my fiddle channel, and I do the occasional magic review. I hope you enjoyed the fiddle tune. I realize that when I'm doing these reviews, it's probably about 1 minute before I start the review, and I think, oh, I've got to pick a quick fiddle tune, and have a hard time remembering what have I already played on the channel because I don't want to repeat myself. So I probably haven't taken the time to practice or rehearse the tunes as much as I would like to, but at any rate, enough of the babbling on about the fiddle tunes. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a classic sort of traditional Irish pub songs. So today we're going to do Letter Perfect by David Regal. First of all, damn, does this box not look cool as all the heck? So it comes with a pack of cards. So anyway, that's what we're going to go over today. So stick around and we will get right into it. Hello everyone, I'm so glad that you are here. I really do appreciate your viewership. Before I jump in, I took kind of a week off. It's been crazy around where I'm at. I live on the west coast of the United States, and we have had nothing but wildfires for the last 10 days. So that has created havoc within the region with lots of folks having to evacuate. We have the worst air quality on the planet. And so, anyway, things are starting to get better. I feel like now I can get back to doing some reviews. And that's my long-winded way to say I hope all of you are doing well wherever you are at, given that we're in strange days with this pandemic. Okay, so today we're going to do Letter Perfect by David Regal. And let's just start off with, boy, is this packaging really awesome. I'm one of those folks where from a reviewer perspective, I don't really care all that much about packaging. It's not that important to me. I really just care about, is that effect any good? But I'm going to be honest with this one. I really kind of love the packaging that this came in. It's a nice box here with, you know, that the deck came in. Will I use it? Probably not, but I like it, and it was cool. It's got the little magnetic flaps on there. All right, and then you're going to get this deck as well. So let's talk a little bit about what this effect is for starters. In essence, you have an alphabet deck where your spectator randomly picks cards, and they will then shuffle the cards and turn some face up and some face down and mix them up. You'll have them put them into different piles and again mix them up a little bit more. And at the end, the only cards that are turned over and upside down spell a word that are relevant to the spectator. Essentially, you're going to force a word. So in the routine that you receive in Letter Perfect is the forcing of the spectator's name. But the truth is you could force any word that you wanted to. So that's what the effect is. You're going to get a downloadable video along with these cards, and they are Bicycle from the United States Playing Card Company, almost said Postal Company, but the United States Playing Card Company on Maidenback stock, and it's a good quality deck. You know, Bicycle does great cards, so you're going to get that, and your video instructions is going to be a whopping 12 and a half minutes. Woo! 12 and a half minutes? That's hardly anything. That tells you a couple things, though, that it's fast and easy to learn. You're going to get a principle. Once you learn the principle, you can take that principle and apply it in a number of different ways. Let's say that you wanted to use a regular deck of cards rather than an alphabet deck. You could force a four of a kind. You could force a royal flush. So there's other ways that you can use this principle to create different effects. So that's really what the key is, I think, in learning this. David, of course, in his has found that once he's used this principle to force people's names, that he feels like it has a stronger effect when it is done that way. So 12 and a half minutes, you'll learn the principle, you'll learn the routine, and you'll get, he also does a great job of crediting those who have helped create this method. And it's multiple methods sandwiched together for this routine. So it's great in that respect. And of course, I always like to talk about how is the gimmick. There's no gimmick. It's a deck of cards that you're getting. And so they're great cards. You're going to get 56 on this custom printed deck. And so it's good in that respect. let's talk about what are some of the pros. The pros are this is easy to learn. You will be able to perform this within probably 10 minutes after watching the video. You'll do your setup, which will take about a minute, and then you'll do a little practice, and you'll be on your way. It's that easy. Another thing that's nice about, like, if you don't like to do card tricks, this is sort of a card trick that's a non-card trick. It's not the classic pick a card, so you can definitely, I think, if you want to work with cards, it can be really great in that respect. There's no sleight of hand that you're going to have to learn. There's no angles. Your spectator can touch the cards. In fact, they can do almost all of the routining in terms of you can have them in the cards and you simply can give them the instructions on what you want to do, which is essentially having them mix up the cards. So it's really nice that way. It also ends completely clean, and it can end completely in the spectator's hands, which is great. And it's the sort of effect that's so simple, anyone can do this. All right, so let's talk about the cons. There's not really a lot of cons on this. The only thing that I would say is, does this effect, is it a strong effect? And does it fit into your character and routining? For me, I have to admit, when I started this channel, my intention was that I would take these, learn the effect and the trick, and then I would perform and tape it in the wild. So I take it to one of my gigs, I would actually perform it. You would be able to see what are the reactions of my spectators, and that could help you gauge in terms of what it's like from a real performer, not that the creators are not real performers, but a performer who's just purchased it, and what it might actually look like in that respect. But we're in COVID times, so I've not been able to do that. If I have a chance, I might do one here at home and tack it on at the end. So stick around and see if I've done that at the end. We'll see. So anyway, my real question is it a strong effect? And I'm not really sure. Even in the trailer, I didn't feel like the spectators' response was very strong. So at any rate, I'm babbling on about that, but it's something that is rattling around in my head with this effect. Intellectually, to me, it sounds strong, but the trailer didn't convince me, to be honest, and so I'm not really sure, and that's why I say all the stuff. I'd like to see it out in the wild and what it looks like. All right, who's really gonna like this? If you're a close-up magician, I think it's gonna be fine. If you're a strolling magician, you're gonna like this. Going back a little bit to the cons, you can't repeat it because it does require setup. It takes about a minute to set it up. Nothing complicated. So something to consider based upon the type of scenario you might be in. I think if you're a trade show magician, it could be great as well for a trade show magician. You know, you're always trying to like highlight what are some of the specific things about a new product, and let's say it's got clean, efficient energy. You could spell out clean, efficient energy using these cards, or maybe the name of the company or whatever it is that you'd like to force for your client that makes sense. So I think it could be used in a lot of different types of scenarios. So really, whether you're a beginner or a professional, it's going to be fine. And any magician at any skill level. Okay, so the price is $29.95 US dollars. So basically 30 US dollars. And from a value perspective, I think it's okay. It's not phenomenal. At 12 and a half minutes of instructions and paying $30, I kind of expect more. But the truth is, you learn the trick based upon what you see from the trailer and the effect that I've described. So you have to determine if that value is worthy for you. So for me, it feels just a little high, but then I thought, why don't I just go and buy my own alphabet deck? And I did a search for it and couldn't find one cheaper than $25. So at basically 30 US dollars with the instructions that come with it, it's probably really hard to beat. All right, enough that I need to say about that. This is just something that I think you'll have to decide whether it is an effect that works for you and fits your character, but certainly really easy to do, and you'll be performing it in no time. All right, it always helps, of course, if you know someone who likes magic or likes magic reviews, if you share the video with them. Also, if you liked it, just like it. That doesn't hurt either. And of course, if you want to see more videos from me, it doesn't hurt as well to subscribe. I always appreciate it. And if you do none of those, it's okay. I'm just glad that you're here and that you're watching, and I hope it's really helpful for you. I really want my years of experience performing and bringing you that perspective. So I hope that's helpful. All right, as you know, I'm Fiddlin' Johnny, and I want to make sure that you keep fiddling around with your magic. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right, hello everyone. I'm going to do a quick demo of Letter Perfect by David Regal. Of course, you all by now know Rory, who is my victim when we do these. So welcome, Rory. Glad you're here.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Act like I'm a stranger. You've never seen me before. Okay, so I have what's called, Rory, is an alphabet deck. And an alphabet deck is, it looks like a normal deck of cards, except that it just has the alphabet on it. So nothing but letters. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and just pull out a stack of letters. Totally your choice. You feeling happy about that? Sure you want to pull out a couple more?
Alright, I'll pull out a bit more.
Okay, all right, good enough. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to mix those cards up. I want you to put some face up, some face down, and then shuffle them up until you're comfortable, okay? This is the part where the cards are randomly chosen. Your spectator then will choose which ones will go face up, which ones will go face down, so that it's truly fair. All right, so you've now got your cards mixed up. You've got some face down, you've got some face up, and so on. So you're comfortable with that?
Yep.
Face up, face down cards? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I want you to go ahead and, first of all, just go ahead and take those two cards, and I want you to make a decision. Do you want to have those go face up, or do you want those to go face down?
Face down.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay, all right. With the next two cards, face up or face down?
Face up.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Face up. And face down. And face up. Face down. And face down. And face up.
Okay, good enough. I'm happy with that. So, we've taken the cards that you pulled, you've mixed them up and down, then you made another decision about to mix them up even further. You made the decision about which ones in packets would go face up and which ones would go face down. Okay, so we're going to take these cards, Rory, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them in two piles, all right? As I put them in the two piles, I want you to begin to think about which pile do you want to pick and have it turned over on top of the other one. You want me to turn this one on top of this one, or this one on top of that one?
That one onto that one.
That one on top of that one? Okay. All right. So now we have a bunch of cards that are all mixed up in a bunch of different orders. Okay? And if we spread it out, let's do it this way, let's spread it out. You'll notice that we have only a couple of cards that are turned over. And Rory, if we take those cards that are turned over, and I hope everyone can see based upon our camera angle that there are only 4 cards that are left turned over. And Rory, if we look closely, one of them's an R. Go ahead and hold that for me. One of them's an O. One of them's an R. And one of them's a Y. Spells your name. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
So let me see if I understand. You randomly chose cards to begin with.
Yeah.
He then chose which ones would go upside down and which ones would go upside right. Shuffled those up. And then you went ahead and you put them into 2 different piles. And then you also chose which one would go on top of the other one. And at the end, he pulled his letters that would spell his name, even after you did all that sort of mixing stuff up. All right, that is my attempt at Letter Perfect.